Hi everyone, my name is 3 beers and 2 takes deep because I am. I still don't have a channel theme, and I don't think I ever will, because I'm not a real YouTuber, and I doubt I ever will. I don't want to be a real YouTuber. So I'm just going to talk about whatever I want, and that's going to be this thing that I prepared. I prepared a script and a PowerPoint like 3 weeks ago, and I want to get it done already. So we're doing it. We're doing it live. Today's topic is Waluigi, and also my personal crazy fan theory about him. I really like Waluigi. I have always liked Waluigi. This started back before I even owned any video games, when I was a small child playing Mario Party on my cousin's N64 in the early 2000s. He just sticks out from other core Mario characters. While everyone else is for the most part short and soft and cute, he is instead a lanky, pointy, nasty man. And that made him special in ways that people notice even to this day, which is probably what gave him his cult following despite there being almost zero lore about him, which is why we have to make up that lore ourselves. You might have seen Brian David Gilbert's video Waluigi Unraveled, which he made for the Polygon channel back when he worked for them. Highly recommend, by the way, his whole Unraveled series and his main channel. It's good content. Check out Brian David Gilbert. So, in his video, BDG here breaks down every in-game appearance of Waluigi and who Waluigi might be, uh, according to this evidence. And while he finds a lot of evidence and makes some very good points, when I watched this video, I connected some dots that he didn't really go over because he was only discussing evidence that could be proven in a court of law, as if you would ever want to prove this in a court of law. While my personal theory involves more circumstantial evidence, which is why I'm calling this a fun, crazy little fan theory instead of pretending like it's all 100% true, like some people do. I'm not naming names because I'm terrible at names. I don't know anybody's name and I don't ever plan to. Don't talk to me. So, Waluigi was created as a companion character to Wario, but they don't seem to be brothers like Mario and Luigi are. Instead, they seem to be crime buddies. We don't canonically see them do any crime together, but Wario has done plenty of crime in the plot based games that he's appeared in, and they are friends, and their team moves in the sports and party games oftentimes involves bombs and theft and stuff. So I feel like it's safe to assume that Waluigi is some kind of partner in crime to Wario, even if he actually hasn't done anything canonically. What he has done is sports games and party games. Those are the only kinds of games that Waluigi ever appears in. No plot for this guy. We know that this is probably because the people at Nintendo really don't want to make a Waluigi game. They've made that very clear. They don't like Waluigi. But if we consider character motivations, like if this was Waluigi's choice to only be in sports and party games, I'd almost say that he's laying low. Like he's not allowed to join his friend Wario in criminal activities and subsequently jail, but wants to spend time with him. The reason he was even created in the first place was to accompany Wario in tennis doubles. So there's that. And despite Waluigi only appearing in sports and party games, those are all competition-based games. He's in all the competition games, but he's such a brat when he loses. Like he screams, he sobs, he has a tantrum on the floor, and then he yells bitter lines like "Everybody cheated." It's obvious to see that he's just spoiled. He expects to win every time, no matter how badly he did, as if everyone else is just gonna let him win, and if they don't, it's because they cheated. So, I don't know if he's privileged or delusional, or just a horrible person or what, but that sure is something to think about. Oh, the privilege thing reminds me of my next slide, which is the roses thing. In Mario Party 8, I'm gonna say 8, Nintendo gave Waluigi a rose as like a prop, and they've brought it back in other games, so they're making it like a consistent theme. And when he uses the rose, it's accompanied like with sparkles and fanfare and all sorts of voguing poses and dances. So Waluigi is being painted as a fancy, artsy kind of guy, or at least someone who thinks he is. So let's go over my points. Waluigi is Wario's crime friend who for some reason can't do crimes with him. He only ever goes to social events such as parties and tournaments. He acts like an impudent child, and he throws his roses around like we're supposed to be impressed by his class. You might be able to tell that this is leading somewhere, but I'm going to show you one last thing. Here's the list of the core Mario characters. They are typically grouped, even in the games, as the brothers, the princesses, and the Waz. Now, for a while now, I've been wondering why there aren't Wah versions of the princesses. You know, a Wah Peach and a Wah Daisy. I even made fan art. It's not very good, but I made fan art of potential Wah Peach and Wah Daisy. But then I realized that I was going about this all wrong. This is the wrong way to think about these characters. Consider this instead. Group them in terms of player character and companion character. Mario was the first ever player character, and Peach was his companion. Then Luigi was created to be player 2, with Daisy as his companion. And player 3 was Peach again, but we'll ignore that. And player 4 was Wario, and his companion is Waluigi. Let that sink in a moment as I take another drink. The Luigi in Waluigi is a lie. Waluigi is not an evil Luigi. Waluigi is not any type of Luigi. Luigi is a distraction. Luigi is keeping you from the truth, which is that the bratty, flashy partygoer staying out of the main games so mom and dad don't find out he does crimes is not the Luigi to Wario's Mario. He is the princess. Pause for gasping and other effects. So Nintendo is not watching this. If anyone out there has connections to Nintendo, please let them know. This is their next full game. This is what the people want. Maybe Prince Waluigi sends Wario out to kidnap Peach again. Maybe the Wah Kingdom declares war on the Mushroom Kingdom. Maybe Prince Waluigi gets kidnapped and Wario has to save him. Whatever they choose, please just... I need someone to do this. I made this drawing myself. I traced it. I traced the Waluigi pose because I can't draw in this art style naturally. So it's bad. And I need an official version of a Prince Waluigi so that it can be less bad. And for other reasons, like actually giving him character traits and a backstory. But please, God, I need this in my life, and I'm so unfulfilled. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I await your fan art in the morning.